Welcome and thanks everybody for joining us today to celebrate the Italian diaspora of scientists, scholars, and technologists in North America. I'm Cinzia Zuffada, the president of the Italian Scientist and Scholar in North America Foundation, ISSNAF, and in my day job, the associate chief scientist of the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. It is my great pleasure to open the 2021 annual event held in partnership with the Italian Embassy in the US and under the high patronage of the President of Italy. We are honored to have Her Excellency, the Ambassador Mariangela Zappia in attendance today. She is also the chair of the honorary board of ISSNAF and will give the welcoming address. Madam Ambassador, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, dear ISSNAF presidents, dear Dr. Cinzia Zuffada, ISSNAF members, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really pleased to welcome you, although virtually from our Consulate General in New York, to the annual meeting of ISSNAF, a community of more than 3,000 leading Italian scientists, researchers, and professionals. Let me start by recognizing and warmly thanking the Italian Minister of University and Research, Cristina Messa, for the opening remarks that she kindly sent us and that we will watch right after my introduction. Her recognition is greatly significant, not only for the Embassy and ISSNAF, but for the entire community of Italian researchers in the US, as it testifies to Italy's strong interest and commitment to our scientific community abroad. My warm thank you, grazie, goes to Cinzia Zuffada, an outstanding Italian scientist that generously chairs ISSNAF, and to Federico Rampini for being our moderator today. Italy and the United States have a long-standing tradition of collaboration in science and technology, endorsed by a bilateral agreement that has been renewed multiple times over the last 30 years. The current agreement includes leading agencies, research centers, and universities, and covers areas of great interest for both countries, ranging from life sciences to fundamental physics, from IT to energy. Hundreds of research projects have been funded in recent years, and many more opportunities flourished through effective networking between Italian and American scholars and institutions. Some strategic initiatives aimed at consolidating cooperation with the US have already been launched or supported by the Embassy. And let me mention the Italian Academic Center, established at Cornell Tech here in New York by the University of Rome La Sapienza, Naples, and Bologna, the Italian Innovation and Cultural Center in San Francisco, which will be inaugurated soon, the Joint Institute on Artificial Intelligence currently being planned with the NSF, the National Science Foundation. With the new agreement to be signed in 2022, we will promote more structured relationship between Italian and US institutions, and we will focus even more on emerging technologies. We will involve ISSNAF to seek your contribution of ideas to set the new priorities of the next cycle. In these times of fast transition, science and technology have a growing cross-cutting impact from trade and economy to politics, security, defense, society, and culture. Last but certainly not least, it will impact education, professional training, and retraining. In this scenario, the already solid partnership between Italy and the United States and between the European Union and the United States becomes even more crucial to ensure that future generations have an inclusive and sustainable development based on the principles of transparency and integrity of scientific research. With today's event, which takes place under the high patronage of the President of the Republic, we honor all the talented Italian researchers and professionals trained in Italy and abroad, and among them, more and more women. We will confer the Lifetime Achievement Award to MIT professor Silvio Micali, already recipient of the prestigious Turing Award for cryptography studies and founder of Algorand, a successful high-tech company. We will also grant 5 Young Investigators Awards to outstanding early career Italian researchers working in North America in recognition of their significant contributions to their field of study. Among the 5 awards, a special mention goes to the Italian Embassy Award, dedicated this year to research in sustainability, an overarching subject that is also the focus of today's roundtable. Without preempting the announcement of the winners, I want to warmly congratulate all the finalists. Dear researchers and scholars, ISSNAF is an incredibly valuable tool to foster the strategic partnership we have with the US. My sincere appreciation goes to the ongoing important work that Cinzia and her colleagues will describe in her presentation. I assure you, also in my role as ISSNAF Honorary Board Chair, that the Embassy of Italy is at your side and we will continue to fully support the Foundation. And I wish you all a successful annual meeting. Grazie.
We are so grateful to Ambassador Zappia for her words of support. Thank you so much for the appreciation that the embassy has towards our community in North America. Next, we are honored to be greeted on video by Her Excellency Maria Cristina Messa, the Minister of University and Research of the Italian government.
Dear Ambassador, dear Professor Gilli, dear all, thank you for inviting me to the meeting of the Italian scientists and scholars in North American foundations. I'm very happy to be able to tell you a few things about the Italian programs for research and the importance that I give to the international relationship. In fact, there is a priority line that has been already specifically exposed in the National Research Program that is to promote the international dimension of higher education and research. And this is even increased with the incoming program of the Recovery Fund, the PNRR, as we say in Italy, whereby we foresee many initiatives that have a relevant position at the international level, not only European, but also aside from Europe. Technology transition, in fact, is one of the main goals, together with the green transition. And of course, these two topics involves the whole community, independently from the borders and the states. The international collaboration has been usually based on individual relationships and many often even relationships between individual researchers. But nowadays we are trying to build this individual relationship into a system and a network that can be represented at institutional level. And it's very important that we start promoting institutional agreements between universities, research centers, to make possible to involve a large number of researchers from different disciplinary fields. And this is relevant also for the researcher, the Italian researcher that are spread around the world. About 15,000 Italian researchers work in the US institution, and 3,000 are part of your ISSNAF group. So the role of ISSNAF to implement strategic priorities identified through the National Research Plan and through the Recovery Fund are particularly relevant for this promotion of international collaboration for higher education. And these are based on three main fields. The first one is scientific research. We would like to consolidate bilateral relations between Italian and US universities, starting on the existing ones, but also trying to expand them and include mobility of research and participation in joint research projects. Also, we would like to establish networks, joint labs, research center, and joint institutes if possible, including Italian and US university research centers, focus on advanced and emerging fields, that the one that we are starting now with the recovery funds that are on artificial intelligence, advanced manufacturing, quantum technologies, sustainable mobility, energy transition, and biotechnology, of course. And finally, what we could do is to promote a program for researcher mobility. This is very important for us, not only for trying to allow our system to recruit more often people from US, whatever from Italian or US origin, doesn't matter, but also to promote a return to Italy of Italian researchers working in US universities. What is really, I guess, feasible now is to have more access to dual appointments and visiting professorship between Italian and US universities. It's already possible in Italy to have double affiliations in the universities. As for higher education, there are many efforts in promoting joint programs and courses on emerging technological issues, and also to employ distance teaching methodologies that have been so helpful during the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, it would be interesting to establish campuses or hubs of Italian university in US in partnership with US universities. And there is one at Cornell Tech, and we could try to use that as a model. And finally, for the technological transfer, it would be very important to open up the experience that you have in transferring knowledge to industry and to spin-off and start-up. In particular, we would like to promote a relationship between the incubators that we have in Italy with the US business incubator and accelerators, particularly to help startups, and also to promote joint projects and research transfer contracts between Italian companies and US universities in order to support Italian companies that intend to invest in the US or enter the US market. So as you see, there are many different things we could work on, and our ministry is very much devoted to conclude part of this program and have it, realizing it very soon. Thank you very much for letting me participate, and I wish you the best for all your future.
We are really thankful to Minister Messa for supporting the aspirations of our foundation. In fact, our mission is to connect, empower, and celebrate the Italian R&D diaspora and to facilitate cooperation between Italy and North America. ISSNAF counts many individual professionals working across all disciplines of scholarship and innovation who have found a voice as one organization then can speak to other organizations and institutions, and thus be more effective and impactful at leveraging our resources for the good of people on both sides of the Atlantic. This is what we call connecting and empowering the Italian diaspora. Our goal is for our collecting expertise to be leveraged by Italian universities, companies, foundations, and other entities engaged in internationalization, since our members can provide access to innovative thinking to support the development of Italian ecosystems of universities, incubators, and entrepreneurs. We are eager to contribute to the implementation of the relevant system priorities articulated in the latest Italian National Research Plan, where our community's unique perspective could enrich the education and training programs for the next generation of researchers and managers of R&D in Italy. To these goals, this year we have reached agreements with the Politecnico di Torino on a fellowship program for international doctoral students, with the University of Pisa on an internship program, and with Collegio Ghislieri of Pavia on an orientation program, both for master and doctoral students. All three are expected to start imminently, and we are looking forward to working with the ISSNAF members to select the appropriate hosts. Our nationwide outreach effort has continued through the #WeAreISSNAF webinar series designed to highlight our leaders, organized in collaboration with the Embassy, the network of consulates, and the Italian Cultural Institutes. This past spring, we featured two of our most distinguished leaders to mark the celebration of the 160th anniversary of the cooperation between Italy and the US. Moreover, we have seen the reinvigoration of the New York tri-state chapter, as well as the addition of the CAIF chapter at Fermilab. They are a valuable addition to our Bay Area chapter, which continues to grow strong. They are soon to be joined by the Southeast US chapter and the DC DMV chapter. We look forward to working together with all the ISSNAF chapters as we return to in-person events, involving them with the student hosting programs, the ongoing diaspora mapping effort, and supporting them as needed. I also call on all the ISSNAF members and friends who are interested in forming new chapters or refreshing existing ones to get involved. And thanks to the Embassy and the local consulates and Italian Cultural Institutes for their precious collaboration with all of our chapters. Part of our partnering effort is reaching out to organizations who have strong complementarities to ISSNAF and share some of our goals. I'm happy to report that we have signed a memorandum of agreement with NIAF, the National Italian American Foundation, to work together in synergy to showcase the excellence of the Italian tradition in North America. This is the second time that our annual event is held virtually, and we are offering a broader program this year that more closely resembles the in-person annual events held at the Embassy in the past that feature discussions by experts. The theme of this year's event is front and center to communities worldwide, global sustainability in the face of climate change. Following the presentation of the awards, one of which is for research in global sustainability, the program features a roundtable centered on food systems transformation for sustainability. I wish to thank the Scientific Council for overseeing not only the award process, including the Lifetime Achievement Award, but also the design of the panel discussion. And without any further delay, it is now my pleasure to introduce Professor Alberto Salleo, Chair of the Department of Materials Science and Engineering at Stanford, and member of the ISSNAF Scientific Council and the Board of Directors. to MC the award presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Cinzia. Thank you for the kind introduction. Madam Ambassador Zappia and distinguished audience, it is an honor for me to be able to be here, albeit virtually, to present at this event generously supported by the Embassy of Italy. In the past year, I have greatly enjoyed being a member of the ISSNAF Scientific Council. The Scientific Council provides scientific leadership and guidance to ISSNAF. The composition of the Scientific Council reflects a diversity of disciplines represented in the Italian diaspora in North America. Members of the Scientific Council came from Italy, but reached their full professional development in North America and are all luminaries in their respective fields. In many ways, their path is representative of the path of our members. The members of the Scientific Council are present today and they serve as chairs of the Young Investigator Awards, and I am truly honored to be part of this body. Celebrating the outstanding achievements of Italian researchers in North America is at the core of the mission of ISSNAF. One of the tasks of the Scientific Council is the oversight of the Scientific Awards, the Lifetime Award and the Young Investigator Awards. The ISSNAF Lifetime Achieving Award was created in 2014 to recognize outstanding lifelong contributions. Lifetime Achievement Award recipients are invited to be part of a very small and prestigious ISSNAF group, the Honorary Board. We will add today one very distinguished member to the ISSNAF Honorary Board, the 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Professor Silvio Micali. Born in Palermo, Professor Micali graduated in mathematics from the University of Rome La Sapienza in 1978. He then joined the University of California at Berkeley to pursue research in theoretical computer science. He received his PhD in computer science in 1982, and in 1983, he joined the faculty at MIT. However, he has always maintained strong connections with Italy, and over the years, he has visited academic institutions in Italy. Professor Micali's visionary work has greatly contributed to the mathematical foundations of cryptography. His non-conventional perspective has fundamentally transformed the understanding of basic cryptographic notions, such as randomness, secrets, proof, knowledge, collusion, and privacy, which are today critical building blocks for cybersecurity. Complementing his academic work, Professor Micali has also immensely contributed to technology transfer. He has over 50 patents on practical implementations of his inventions for encryption, digital signatures, electronic cash, certified transactions, key escrow, and more. His interest in practical applications of security goes further with the creation of 3 startup companies, Peppercoin for micropayments, which was acquired by Chalkstone in 2007, Core Street for real-time credentials, which was acquired by Active Identity in 2009, and in 2017, Algorand, a startup focusing on the use of novel blockchain techniques for financial applications. Professor Micali has received numerous awards recognizing his breakthrough advances in the science of cryptography, including the Turing Award, the most prestigious award in the computer science field, often called the Nobel in computer science, the Gödel Prize in theoretical computer science, the RSA Prize in cryptography, and the TCC Test of Time Award in cryptography. He's a member of the National Academy of Engineering, the National Academy of Arts and Sciences, and the Accademia Nazionale dei Lincei. He received the Distinguished Alumnus Award from the Computer Science and Engineering Department at UC Berkeley, and a Laurea ad honorem from the University of Salerno. Professor Micali, I now invite you to take the floor for a brief lecture.
Dear Ambassador Zappia, President Zuffada, Professor Salleo, from Buenos Aires, good day to you and all participants. I also wish a good day to our Consul of Boston, Federica Sereni, who so much contributes to keeping together our community. Let me start by thanking ISSNAF for the Lifetime Achievement Award. It is a great honor to receive it, both as an Italian and an American. It is a very special recognition because it comes from a community that truly shares 2 experiences that have defined my life: the passion for knowledge and research, and a life lived across 2 continents. In my remarks, I will attempt to do 3 things: clarify what it means to me to be part of our diaspora, briefly share my personal journey, and touch upon the scientific work to which I am dedicating my life. Our diaspora. Looking at the list of those who receive a Lifetime Achievement Award before me, I am struck by the caliber of the company I'm in and by the variety of disciplines represented. Italians have played a great role in the growth of America from the very beginning. Our contribution is not only deep, it is also broad. As Italian and Americans, whether biologists, mathematicians, engineering, jurists and professionals, we are leveraging our Italian culture to open new paths and to build a better America and a better world. To act as a bridge between Italy and North America, and to raise the profile of Italy in the world. That's why I never liked the expression brain drain. We are exporting the Italian spirit. By working hard and being appreciated as a result, we actually increase the value of Italian identity, of made in Italy in a broad sense. And so, ultimately, our double citizenship brings an enrichment for all. My personal journey. Each of us has been through a long journey to get here. The beauty of long journeys is that every step, every change we go through is an opportunity to enrich ourselves, to gain perspective, and to broaden our minds. My personal journey started in Sicily. I was born in Palermo, but I spent my childhood in Agrigento. Being surrounded by the Agrigento temples has been a big influence on me. It showed me that if you build something beautiful, it will be appreciated even after millennia. And then, moving to Rome, I got to experience completely different forms of architectural beauty. Roman, Renaissance, Baroque, you name it. I understood that there are different ways to create lasting beauty. Rome is also where, during my classical studies at high school, I was seduced by what ultimately led me here, mathematics. Euclidean geometry, in particular, had a tremendous impact on me. The realization that the truth could be deduced from elementary principles rather than directly experienced was mesmerizing. I decided to become a mathematician. The steps from math to algorithm to computation was a natural progression. As I followed my passion for mathematics, I was lucky to have professors in Rome who, rather than trying to keep me there working with them, encouraged me to come to the US for my PhD. I'm sure that many of you share the same experience. Living in a new culture was also a great way to learn what it means to be Italian. My scientific work. Berkeley is where I scientifically committed myself to cryptography. Just like the temples in Agrigento, cryptography has been around a long time. The word actually comes from Greek and it means secret writing. The original application of cryptography was to send a message to someone, making sure that only the legitimate recipient could understand it. For thousands of years, cryptography was an art more than a science. While a graduate student at Berkeley, with my then fellow student and long lifetime collaborator and friend Shafi Goldwasser, we started turning cryptography into a science. The first thing we did was to lay a rigorous foundation. What does it mean? That an encrypted message does not reveal anything, that it does not reveal any partial information unless it is decoded. There are innumerable varieties of partial information that we want to secure. For instance, an enemy should not only be unable to decode the message in its entirety, but it should also be unable to tell whether it is a praise or a criticism. Defining and achieving such security mathematically was a big challenge. Fortune, they say, favors the prepared. Well, In our case, she must have made an exception because we were utterly unprepared for the task. Thus, I consider ourselves doubly fortunate for having succeeded. Since then, cryptography quickly expanded its range of action from secret writing to digital signatures to pseudo-random number generation to interactive proofs to zero-knowledge proofs to secure protocols. In sum, it became a general theory of interaction in the presence of an adversary. Initially, we used to think of an adversary as someone who wanted to understand your secret messages. But an adversary can take many forms. It can be someone who wants to forge your digital signatures or, more broadly, to impersonate you over the internet. In pseudo-random generation, it is someone who wants to predict the bits your computer is generating. In a proof system, it is someone who wants to convince you of a falsehood. In a secure election, voters interact with each other without any trusted party, so as to compute who the winner is without revealing who voted for whom. Here, the adversary is someone who wants to figure out for whom an individual vote has been casted, or someone who wants to alter the correct result of election. More generally, any sufficiently complex system that runs for a sufficiently long time eventually becomes adversarial. Give it enough time, and what may start as simple malfunctioning eventually morphs into a malicious adversary capable of corrupting and controlling more and more part of the system. Cryptography helps defeating the adversary in all these different scenarios. In particular, it is our best way to guarantee the reliability of our increasingly complex systems on which our survival as a species will increasingly depend. Surprisingly, the same techniques defeating the adversary in the secret writing application also work in all other scenarios. Obviously, there are many mathematical techniques involved, but the queen of these techniques is the one-way function, a function for which it is easy to go from x to f of x, but incredibly difficult to go from f of x back to x. One-way functions are the mathematical counterparts of the one-way phenomena which are very familiar to us in our daily lives. It is easy to break a glass. It is harder to put it together. It is easy to scramble an egg. It is essentially impossible to reconstruct the original egg. Why are one-way functions so powerful? Because they combine two opposites, ease and difficulty. Ease in one direction, difficult in the other. So, by carefully leveraging the opposite nature of one-way functions, it is easy to generate random numbers while hard to predict them. It is easy to sign documents digitally while hard to forge signatures. It is easy to encrypt a message ensuring that is easily understood by its intended recipient, while it is hard for an eavesdropper to understand any partial information about the message. It is easy to prove a true statement, but really hard to prove a false one. The latest and truly revolutionary application of cryptography is the blockchain. The blockchain is a novel frontier for humanity. Our generation has already experienced the communication revolution. We needed to be in person in order to talk to someone. Then the telephone arrived, and we could talk to people one-on-one. And now, with Facebook and other social channels, we can send a message to millions of people. But the blockchain is more than communication. It is shared knowledge. When I receive a message via Facebook, I do not know who else sees it, nor if other people are seeing the exact same message. When I read something of the blockchain, however, I know that what I read is the same thing everyone else reads. The blockchain is a shared truth. And for humanity, this is a technological first. At the highest level, the blockchain is a distributed database where anyone can write an entry. Everyone can read what has been written, and no one can alter the content or the order of what has been written. This is already incredibly important. It eliminates information asymmetry and guarantees transparency. Yet, the blockchain is more than a static and incorruptible database. It enables all kinds of transactions that remain secure even though they are not mediated by any kind of third parties, and even though the party you are transacting with is dishonest. This is crucial because traditional mediators are expensive and do not care nor have the financial incentive to help ordinary people in their ordinary transactions. By enabling anyone to transact securely and at nominal costs, the blockchain will play a crucial role in the democratization of finance. Let me conclude with one final thought. I am receiving the ISSNAF Lifetime Achievement Award as a scientist and as a technologist. Technology is deeply human. When we created our first tool, we became more, not less, human. But we also must be cognizant that humanity's journey is a tortuous one. To use Dante, often we found ourselves in una selva oscura che la diritta via era smarrita. We found ourselves in a dark forest because the straightforward path had been lost. There is no question that people have built technologies and used them to oppress people, to deprive us of our humanity and our privacy. As we speak, technology that enables us to keep in touch with our friends also demands that we surrender our information about ourselves. This is not acceptable. I accept this award as a scientist who is committed to build good technology and to use it for the betterment of humanity. I believe and hope that the many great young Italians who are starting a similar journey here in North America or anywhere else in the world will do the same, in whatever disciplines they may choose. I wholeheartedly wish them the best of success. Godspeed.
Thank you, Silvio, for a really inspiring and wonderful lecture. And congratulations again for all your achievements. At ISSNAF, we look forward to interacting more with you in your new capacity as an honorary board member. We now move to the ISSNAF Young Investigator. Thank you, Silvio, again. We now move to the ISSNAF Young Investigator Awards. The ISSNAF Young Investigator Award Series is an important part of Young ISSNAF, a program that reaches a very significant milestone this year as it celebrates its 10th anniversary. These awards are especially meaningful to us as they celebrate the rising stars of our community of Italian researchers in North America. As past winners have continued distinguishing themselves, I am positive that this year's winners, they're very impressive. They will have a bright future ahead of them. These awards recognize excellence in a variety of disciplines: hematology, engineering, computer science, and innovation in Italian culture. As part of these awards, the Embassy of Italy generously sponsors an award on a topic that is updated every year, as you heard from Ambassador Zappia. This year, in its second edition, the topic is Research in Global Sustainability. Starting with the Embassy of Italy Award, the award will be presented by the co-chair of the award jury, Professor Daniela Barile, Professor of Food Science and Technology at UC Davis.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alberto, for the introduction. The Embassy of Italy Award for Research in Sustainability is sponsored by the Embassy of Italy, USA, and was established just last year. The 2021 edition recognizes young Italian investigators working in the US whose research has shown potential for improving global sustainability, which is one of the most important topics of our times. This year, the award competition was co-chaired by myself and Dr. Saleo, and we would like to thank the other members of our jury, Dr. Natalie Stingling and Dr. Tom Tomic. The jury worked very hard to select the finalist and the winner, given the number of highly qualified applications we have received. I am delighted to present the 2021 Embassy of Italy Award to Dr. Matteo Muratori from the National Renewable Energy Lab. Dr. Muratori is a recognized international expert in the modeling and analysis of energy and transportation systems, a timely and important topic given the problematic condition that climate change is posing and the impact that the transportation sector currently has relatively to greenhouse gas production and natural resource consumption. But there's more. Dr. Muratori impacts goes beyond peer-reviewed academic research, thanks to his prestigious appointment as Chief Analyst for Sustainable Transportation at the US Department of Energy, which enables him to help shape domestic and international effort to face the climate global crisis. I would like now to invite Dr. Muratori to say a few words in acceptance of this award. We don't hear you, Matteo. The bottom maybe on the headset.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Daniela. Thank you, Alberto, and everyone else. Grazie. It's a great honor for me as an Italian immigrant in the US to be here today and receive this award on a topic that I feel so passionately about. I would like to thank everyone who made the American dream possible for me. Above all, my family, who gives me the motivation and the support to do what I do on a day-to-day basis. I also would like to recognize Professor Rizzoni at the Ohio State University, who gave me the opportunity to move to the United States in the first place when I was still a student. I think it's so important for us immigrants to have that early support and opportunities when we are young. And of course, the numerous mentors and all the tremendous colleagues that I had the privilege to work with over the last decade made possible to achieve what I have achieved. I also want to put forward a specific thanks and a particular thanks to our embassy and to ISSNAF for both recognizing the value of scientific research and of sustainability. These are such critical topics for the future of our planet, for our legacy here, and for our kids. So thank you very much for giving me this honor. It's been really a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you, Matteo. I would like now to invite Professor Marco Gilli, Science Counselor of the Embassy, to make a few remarks if he's present. Is Marco here? If not, we are very thankful to the Embassy of Italy for sponsoring this important award, and to Dr. Muratori for his work. And we look forward to continued success of this program. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Daniela, and congratulations again, Matteo. Our next award is a Paola Campese Award for Research in Hematologic Malignancies. This is ISSNAF's longest running Young Investigator Award, having been established in 2011 at the creation of the program. The award will be presented by the chair of the award jury, Professor Riccardo Dalla Favera, the Percy and Joan Uris Professor of Clinical Medicine and Director of the Institute for Cancer Genetics at Columbia University.
Thank you for the introduction and the honor to chair the jury and present the winner to this ceremony. As already said, this award, the Campese Award, has been established in 2011 by Stefani and Vito Campese in memory of their young and talented daughter. The award recognizes significant advances in research leading to the understanding, improved diagnosis, and improved cure of hematologic malignancies, including leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma. The winner this year was selected by a jury composed of 3 people, myself as a chair, I'm a professor at Columbia University, Professor Elisabetta Ferraioli at MD Anderson Cancer Center, and Professor Federico Caligari Scappio, the scientific director of Associazione Italiana Ricerca sul Cancro. I'm grateful to the jury members and reviewers for their work in evaluating and selecting the winner among a large group of applicants. I'm now pleased to announce the winner of the 2021 ISSNAF Campese Award, and the winner is Dr. Daniele Simoneschi, Senior Research Fellow at the New York University in New York. The award recognizes Dr. Simoneschi for fundamental advances in the understanding of the mechanisms regulating cell cycle progression through proteolysis in the development of B-cell lymphoma, the most common hematologic malignancies. An impressive series of results published in the most distinguished papers with fundamental implication for the better therapeutics of these diseases. I would like now to invite Dr. Simoneschi to say a few words in acceptance of the award. Thank you, Dr. Simoneschi.
Thank you very much, Professor Dalla Favera. I'm truly honored to receive this award. I would like to thank ISSNAF, the Embassy of Italy in Washington, and the members of the jury. But in particular, I would like to thank the Campese family for fostering and encouraging young scientists to pursue their dreams through this generous award and their outstanding support. It is my hope that our scientific findings, mine as well as those of all of the other young, passionate scientists out there, will guide new therapeutic strategies against cancer and hopefully one day put an end to this horrible disease. I would like to take this moment to also thank all of those people whose help and support have ensured the completion of my studies, and particularly my family, my parents, my brother, and my aunt, who stood by me for all these years in spite of literally an ocean separating us, and my partner for sustaining me in both the good and the bad times. So thank you all very much. Grazie mille.
It's now my understanding that Professor Vito Campese, the general supporter of the award, is present to this seminar and is willing to make a few remarks. Professor Campese.
Thank you very much, and good evening or good day to all of you. It's evening for me here. The young ISSNAF, in my view, has been one of the greatest innovation of ISSNAF over the years. And the intent was really to promote and value the work of young Italian investigators that operate in North America. In this frame of things, about 10 years ago, we decided to establish a Young Investigators Award. The first one was the Paolo Campese Award, as you heard, that we established in memory of my daughter. In the past, those prizes have had really a large echo in Italy, and I hope that this is a way to facilitate the process of some young Italian investigators back into Italian scientific institutions. One of the major problems of research in Italy, it's not that the Italians go out to study. That's a great thing. The problem is that it's very difficult, objectively difficult, to go back. We need politics that develop research in Italy more broadly, and we need the creation of a broader frame that facilitate the going back of our younger scientists who are so successful in the United States. I congratulate myself with Daniele Simoneschi for the award, And I wish him a great career in the United States, and why not? Probably back in Italy, or possibly back to Italy. Good evening to all of you.
Thank you very much, Professor Campese. And now a few closing remarks. Again, congratulations to Dr. Simoneschi for his truly remarkable research accomplishments. Thanks also to the finalists, all the candidates, the sponsor, the selection committee, and all the colleagues in attendance to this ceremony for the 2021 ISSNAF Campese Award. Thanks to you all.
Thank you, Riccardo, and congratulations, Daniela, again. Now is actually time to invite Professor Marco Gilli, the Science Counselor of the Embassy of Italy, to make a few remarks about the Embassy of Italy Award. Marco, the floor is yours.
Thank you, and good afternoon to everybody. I'm very pleased to say a few words about the Embassy of Italy Award. You know that this award was launched last year and is dedicated to research in challenging fields, presenting at least two main features. We would like to deal with complex issues which have a global dimension. So last year, the Embassy Award was devoted to research on pandemics, and this year the theme is sustainability. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate Matteo on this achievement. I have seen that you have worked in the Center for Automotive Research at Ohio State University, which is directed by Professor Giorgio Rizzoni, a very good friend of ours and another outstanding Italian researchers in the field of transportation. Your achievement, Matteo, is very important because your field of activity, transportation systems, is really at the heart of the energy transition and involves multiple aspects. Electric mobility, of course, extensive use of renewable energy sources, advanced and digital technologies, for increasing energy storage capabilities and also energy efficiency, exploitation of non-polluting fuels like biofuels and green hydrogen. So these are crucial topics. And we are promoting and fostering collaboration between Italian and the US institutions under our bilateral agreement on science and technology cooperation. And we also have organized a series of webinars in our embassy on those topics dedicated to energy transition, to electric mobility, to hydrogen technologies. So thank you very much, Matteo. Again, my warmest congratulations to you for this really deserved award. And of course, also congratulations to the other finalists for their outstanding research. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gilli. And now the winner of the Franco Strazzabosco Award for Research in Engineering will be introduced by the chair of the award jury, Professor Marcello Romano, Professor of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering at the Naval Postgraduate School in Monterey.
Grazie Alberto. Buongiorno a tutti. A few words about the award. It was established in 2013 by the Strazzabosco family in memory of engineer Franco Strazzabosco. This award is a tribute to the entrepreneurial courage of Italian engineers who strive to apply scientific discoveries to the public advantage. I would like to thank the jury of the ISSNAF 2021 Strazzabosco Award that is composed of Dr. Elena Orlando of Stanford University and Università di Trieste. Elena is a member of the ISSNAF Board of Directors, Professor Guglielmo Scovazzi of Duke University, and myself. I am honored to be the jury chair, as well as a member of the ISSNAF Board of Directors and the Scientific Council. And now to the awardee. The winner of the ISSNAF Strazzabosco Award 2021 is Dr. Francesco Monticone. He's an assistant professor at Cornell University. For his exceptional contributions to the theory and design of metamaterials for optical, energy harvesting, and thermal control applications. Congratulations to Dr. Monticone, and I would like Dr. Monticone to address the audience.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Romano and Professor Salleo. I'm really honored to receive this prestigious award almost 10 years exactly after arriving in the United States from Italy. So I would really like to thank all the members of the award jury, the reviewers, the Stratzabosco family, and my advisors and mentors. In particular, my PhD advisor, Professor Andrea Lu, who I believe is here in the audience. He was actually the very first recipient of the Stratzabosco Award in 2013, and he is, in my opinion, one of the greatest Italian scientists and engineers of this generation. I also would like to really thank my family, in particular my parents, Fiorenza and Antonio, my sister Giulia, and my wife Federica for all their great support over many years. Finally, I'm really grateful to the Embassy of Italy and ISSNAF for the great opportunity to present my work in front of this great community of Italian scientists and scholars in North America. My research is about electromagnetics and photonics, which are areas in which Italian scientists and engineers have been making major contributions for more than a century, especially in the field of electromagnetism, starting from the pioneering contribution of Alessandro Volta and Guglielmo Marconi. So for all these reasons, I really valued this opportunity to present my work in front of the ISSNAF community. And again, thanks everyone. Grazie.
Thank you, Dr. Monticone. Congratulations again. In closing, I would like to congratulate again the winner and thank the finalists and all of the candidates to this award and the sponsor of the 2021 ISSNAF Stratzabosco Award. And arrivederci to the edition of 2022.
Thank you, Marcello, and congratulations again, Francesco. I look forward to meeting you in person, hopefully soon. Our next award is a Mariangela Award for Research in Computer Science. The award will be presented by the chair of the award committee, Professor Elisa Bertino, the Samuel D. Conte Professor of Computer Science at Purdue University.
Hello to everyone, and I'm very pleased to chair the presentation of this award. The award has been established in 2019 by the Gerla family in memory of Dr. Mario Gerla, Professor of Computer Sciences at UCLA and ISSNAF founding member. This award recognizes significant advances in computer science foundations and applications. The jury of this year included, in addition to me, serving as a chair of the jury, Professor Leila De Floriani of the University of Maryland at College Park and Professor Anna Spiccerini of the Pennsylvania State University. The jury had really to work very hard to select the winner because we received many strong applications. I'm very grateful to the jury members and reviewers for their work. I'm now pleased to present the 2021 ISSNAF Gerla Award to Dr. Ferdinando Fioretto, who is an assistant professor at Syracuse University. This award recognizes Dr. Fioretto for fundamental advances in machine learning techniques, including techniques for machine learning privacy and fairness, and relevant societal applications of those techniques. I would like now to invite Dr. Fioretto to say a few words in acceptance of the award.
Thank you very much, Professor Bertino. I would like to thank Professor Margaret Phillips and the World Journal family for this award. I will also like to thank Professor Elisa Bertino, Professor Cinzia Zuffada, and the ISSNAF leadership for their tireless work. As Professor Bertino said, my research is at the intersection of machine learning, combinatorial optimization, and privacy. And I'm driven by the desire of addressing challenges with societal and economic impacts, including climate emergency, privacy, and equity. Receiving this award is an incredible honor for me, but more importantly, participating to the various ISSNAF programs let me realize and appreciate how much impact the Italian community has been making on the research landscape in the US and worldwide. And so being a part of this network is genuinely humbling for me. I would also like to recognize Enrico Pontelli, my master and doctoral advisor here in the US, who gave me the opportunity to study in the US for my master's degree, exposing me early to research, and Agostino Dovier, my PhD advisor in Udine, I try to follow their footprints and invite and support young Italian scholars to join my group. I would also like to thank my family for their incredible support. And finally, before concluding, I take this opportunity to congratulate the other Gerla Award finalists, Sara and Filippo, whose award I believe is truly reflective of Italian excellence in North America. Thank you.
And now it is my honor to now invite Professor Maggie Phillips Gerla to make a few remarks.
Thank you, Elisa. My husband Mario's life was all about building connections technological, intellectual, and personal. His academic focus on computer networks and mobile systems, Mario developed an array of technological connections. In his supervision of 100+ PhD students at UCLA and publication of over 1,400 papers with the United Nations of co-authors, Mario fostered intellectual connections. But his work to link his Italian academic family into the broader international community of computer network scientists best illustrates his enduring passion for creating personal connections. Hosting a plethora of visiting Italian scholars, co-authoring publications, initiating conferences, including Italian faculty, fellows, and students, and of course, facilitating the initial connection of Italy to the ARPANET, were all ways Mario helped to expand the voice of his Italian colleagues and assure them a central role in the development of the field. The Gerla family is honored that ISSNAF has established the Mario Gerla Award for Young Investigators in Computer Science. We feel it's the perfect way to honor Mario's sincere commitment both to the nurturing of young Italian scholars and to the central mission of ISSNAF, the building of connections, technological, intellectual, and personal. May I extend my sincere thanks to the esteemed jurors for this prize, Professor Lisa Bertino, Professor Leila De Floriani, and Professor Anna Cinzia Squicciarini. I would like to acknowledge the three finalists for this award for the high quality of their work. Sara, Filippo, Ferdinando, not only is your work on the cutting edge theoretically, but in application, all of you address important societal issues. I commend you all. And finally, sincere congratulations from my family and myself go to this year's recipient of the Mario Gerla Award, Professor Ferdinando Fioretto. Congratulations, Nando.
Thank you very much.
Now, in closing, I'd like to add my congratulations to Ferdinando and many wishes for a brilliant continuing career. I would like to thank the finalists, the candidate, and the family Gerla for sponsoring these awards. Thanks, and see you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elisa. Congratulations, Fernando. And thank you, Professor Maggie Phillips Gerla, for your remarks. Finally, our most recent award is the R&B for Culture Award for Innovation in the Study of Italian Culture. This is its first edition. The award will be presented by the chair of the award jury, Professor Claudio Fogu, Professor of Italian Studies at the University of California, Santa Barbara.
Thank you, Alberto, and buonasera or buongiorno to all in attendance. The R&B Culture Award for Innovation in the Study of Italian Culture is a newly established and first ever ISSNAF award in the humanities. It is sponsored by the Italian company R&B for Culture, which applies innovative art tech tools to the promotion and enhancement of the historic and cultural heritage of Italy. The R&B for Culture Award recognizes the vibrancy of research in Italian culture and its evolving nature expressed in a variety of ways, such as innovative uses of technology, originality of approach, or contribution to wider questions and trends in the humanities at large. Allow me, therefore, to thank first of all the wonderful candidates for the award this year and recognize especially the three finalists. Next, I'd like to recognize the review board of the award comprised by film critic Dana Renga of Ohio State University, historian Stefania Tutino of UCLA, and literary critic Graziella Parati of Dartmouth College. The latter two also served as members of the jury that worked very hard to select the finalists and the winner, given the number of highly qualified applications we received. I am now delighted to present the R&B for Culture Award to Dr. Giulia Ricco, an assistant professor of Italian at the University of Michigan, for a research project entitled Sao Paulo, San Paolo, a transnational approach to Italian studies, and more generally, for her leadership in promoting the current transnational turn in Italian studies. Dr. Ricco's studies of Italians who migrated to Sao Paulo, Brazil, turns conventional narratives about Southern and Northern Europeans on their heads and explores the ways in which Italians were made modern and white abroad while they were still being made Italians at home. The transnational working group she co-created for the American Association for Italian Studies is the vehicle through which she's actively reshaping the whole field of Italian studies, thereby contributing to also lowering the barrier between Italian and Italian-American studies. I would now like to invite Dr. Ricco to say a few words in acceptance of this award.
Hi, buonasera, everybody. Good morning. Thank you so much, Professor Fogu, for your kind words. Thanks to the jury that selected me. I am honored to be the first winner for the R&B for Culture Award. And as I mentioned during the finalists' presentation, I am so happy that ISSNAF worked closely with Fabrizio Renzi to make this award for the humanities possible. So thank you to ISSNAF and to R&B for Culture for highlighting the importance of innovation in the study of Italian culture. I would like to briefly thank all those who have supported me in various ways during these years of studying and living abroad, my mother and my brother, my dear friends Valentina, Agnese, René, and Kasia, my colleague Serena Bassi, my mentors and professors, past and present in Italy, Brazil, and the US, who believed in me and in this project. And last but not least, my husband, Justin. Without all of you, I could not have made it, and I'm very grateful. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Giulia. And I would now like to invite Fabrizio Renzi, CEO of R&B for Culture, to make a few remarks.
I will be short. First of all, I am in a car, so I apologize. I'm making some spotlight. I hope you can see me. In my new life, I make 100,000 kilometers per year in the car. In the past, I used to make 1 million miles coming over to US. I used to run research in IBM. So I come from IT. And that's why I knew ISSNAF. So it's a pleasure to see our friend Vito, Maggie, Cinzia, Enrica, and so on. So ISSNAF is an honor for me to participate to this. But it's also particularly an honor for me to endorse this fantastic award. Great, Giulia. It's a pity only you could take the prize because all of you were outstanding, and Professor Fogu has clearly a difficult job to select you. And I believe an award for humanities, even for a bad guy like me that comes from ICT. I used to be the research director of IBM for 30 years. And for me, it's quintessential to make it happen because computers are learning to program by themselves. Our friend in IT knows that. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, machine are learning to program themselves. But we need badly humanities to give sense to what we are doing. And so it's so important to give a focus on humanity, and science as well can help us to give sense to the world. So, and that's why I'm so proud to sponsor this. It's also my personal revolution. I started from ICT, and now on top of the software for ICT, I'm handling museum, and I'm having a lot of fun. And like Professor Micali said, nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita, we can change our view. Probably in the second half of our life, we need more humanities than ICT. But for my friend in ICT, I hope they will forgive me for this. Great, Giulia, brava, and Professor Fogu, congratulations for the great selection you have made this year. And we are looking forward, if ISSNAF wants, to continue on this tradition on humanities. And grazie ancora a tutti voi and our friend of ISSNAF. It was a pleasure to see you all on the video. Looking forward to come back to US when this travel ban will finish.
Thank you very much, Fabrizio. Thank you, Giulia. In closing, and on behalf of the many Italian researchers in the humanities, I would like to actually thank ISSNAF for having instituted this award and Dr. Renzi for sponsoring it. As you can see, and you can all see with the research profile and leadership of our winner, Dr. Ricco, the view of Italian culture from abroad is as necessary and integral to its renewal as any from the mainland. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Claudio. And congratulations, Giulia. Thank you, Fabrizio, as well. So we're coming to the end of the first part of our meeting. I would like to thank the awardees for their presentations and their outstanding contributions, the award chairs for their hard work in selecting the winners, and the jury as well. I think all jury members will concur with me that the decision was excruciatingly difficult given the quality of the finalists. I would also like to thank the sponsor of the awards, the Embassy of Italy, Stefania and Vito Campese, the Strazzabosco family, the Gerla family, and Fabrizio Renzi, CEO of R&B for Culture. We will now have a short break. Please don't go away. We will be back promptly at 1:13 p.m. Eastern Time. That would be 7:13 in Europe and 10:13 Pacific, with our roundtable discussion moderated by Federico Rampini on food system transformation for global sustainability. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you later.